Others have all been amazing. What's your best Bearfest memory you have?
I think my favorite Bearfest memory didn't actually have anything to do with the day of Bearfest. It was when I found out I was allowed to try to bring it back. That was 6 years ago. This is the sixth one. That was the first one at the Eagles Club. Was that 2009, I believe. And what happened was there was I think that was in August, and I think I started working on it in February, so I knew something everybody else didn't know for about 4 months.
I remember the lead up to it.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool time.
And you can speak to this, and Jeremiah, you were, I know, living in the area at the time. Bearfest didn't actually mean anything to me because I never saw one.
Yeah, it had already come and gone by the time that you moved into the Mid-Ohio Valley.
It was dormant.
Yeah, it had been dormant for several years.
Yeah, I think it was 99, 2000, and 2001, I believe, was the last one. So it was an 8-year hiatus, and I think one of my favorite things is, with the help of both of you, and certainly a ton of other people, and Dawn, and the guy who owns the company, Nick, I think I bugged them so much. I was like, hey, you know what? I got to try this. Everybody keeps asking me about this thing that I don't know anything about. And when it was finally like, you know what? We could probably give it a whirl. What cover bands do you want? And I said, none. I don't want any cover bands. I want the real bands. And no one, I remember my favorite part was the doubt. No one thought that would ever work or happen. And so for me, that is the most special memory, because when we did the first one, whether it went good, bad, or indifferent, or you loved it or hated it, I think about 2,000 people showed up. It was just like, oh my God, Bearfest is back. And for me, it was just like, well, for me, it's Bearfest the beginning.
Yeah,
so.
Bearfest was back because it was gone but never forgotten. Because I remember back when I was on the air, and I'm talking long time ago, I'd always have people asking me, oh, when's Bearfest coming back? When's Bearfest coming back? And then when it was announced, and we're like, what's going to be at the mall? And what cover bands? It was exactly like what you were talking about. And to bring it back how you brought it back. And now we're 6 years after that reintroduction of Bearfest. It's been pretty cool watching it kind of evolve even more from those days out on Southside, out at what is now the DMV, which is crazy. I get there to renew the tags on my truck.
It's probably best that the Eagles Club closed. Chad always said he's like, we'd probably be dead if that place was still open, but
or in prison.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that. But man, Bearfest has been the whole thing about it. Everyone is different. Everyone has been unique in its own way. I'll never forget Wes from Puddle of Mud. God knows he's a mess right now, but getting that inflatable doll and crowd surfing, and that is always going to be one of my favorites. And just honestly, is I don't know, maybe silly as this sounds, it's been great to work with everybody to do it. I mean, Ryan Curry has certainly killed himself for the good of the Mid-Ohio Valley. I mean, you guys have to pick up the slack for me while I'm working on this, and you do parts of this too, and certainly so many people. So I think my favorite memory is bringing it back, but it's funny how we get good ones from everyone, and so far this one looks like it's shaping up to be great.
Well, I think what everybody out there needs to understand and needs to know, man, this is so much work. It's so much work for you. It's so much work for Brian. It's so much work for all of us at the station. But it's a labor of love for everyone, I think, and how the fans and how the you listeners out and around the Mid-Ohio Valley appreciate that we do this. And like you mentioned in a break a little while ago when you and I were doing a break, Rick, it is the only rock festival in the state of West Virginia. So what does that say about Parkersburg, West Virginia, and what does that say about 103.1?
6 years ago, when Resurrection happened, when Bearfest came back, there were rock festivals all over the state.
Absolutely.
Slowly, one by one, they've all just kind of died off, except for this one. And that goes out to everybody in line here, everybody that's listening at home.
These people in the front have been here for hours.
Everybody listening right now, everybody that's been in line for hours, and everybody that comes out to all the Bear shows, this is because of you. If you don't come out to this and you don't love rock the way you love rock, we're just another casualty of this terrible thing that's going on. But we're going strong, thanks to everybody.
It's the magic of this is that we're independent, and we have friends that work for these other stations that no longer have festivals, and I've talked to them about this stuff too, about how it goes away and why it goes away. People worry about funding and selling sponsorships and things like that, and I think this year we have 7 sponsors. Our buddies at Budweiser always take care of us, and it's like, you know what, Rick, if you're dumb enough to try it again, go for it, and everybody seems to jump on board. So that's my favorite part. You're right. Having these people lined up means the world to us, certainly to the sponsors, and the fact that we still get to do this, and we get to talk about our own festival on Monday. That's what I enjoy it most. I gotta say, is on Monday when it's over. But thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, come on down. Tickets are available at the door. Doors are opening in 1 minute. First band's at 3:20. That's Awaken the Empire. Big Rick, Chad, Jeremiah at Bearfest 2015 for 103.1 The Bear.